had this dream Saturday in the early morning hours, or I can't remember exactly what time I woke up, but anyway, this was July 13th, 2019, and this is what I wrote. Me and my husband were going to a music festival or something. We stopped at a grocery store for some reason. I saw a person there that I've been on the outs with, and I just picked up with her chatting like nothing had happened. She was trying to push two buggies around, and I started helping her push one of them. And the one she had was full. Um, and then it was like the store transformed into her house, but it wasn't really like her real house that she lives in. So it was like this weird thing, like in dreams, somehow sometimes things morph into other things, and they're like two things at once, but it just is really odd. Um, but anyway, I wrote it was like a modular home or a double wide trailer. Uh, she pushed the full buggy in one of the bedrooms, and then we started going around the store slash house again shopping. And outside, it looked like it was getting really windy and crazy, like a bad storm was coming up. So uh, we tried to move to the interior. And later on, I didn't write this down, but I could have swore that I saw, like, it was like we either looked up the weather on our phone in the dream or something like that. Like, I remembered later, like, seeing this weird radar, like, weather image, and it was like a strange storm. It was like they were talking about circulation, like a tornado type thing, but like a mini hurricane. Well, and I could be thinking that I saw this in my dream after what happened later. Once I tell you, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But I really think that this was in my dream. So anyway, we were moving to the interior of the building to be safer because of the storm. So then I could feel the house pick up and start spinning. Then it was like I got pulled from my back, like I was facing the ground, like I was getting pulled up toward the ceiling, and I was reaching out for the person that I had it on the outs with, and my husband. And then the roof came off, and like I was just floating up, and then basically the whole house disintegrated, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, I was in like a state of sleep paralysis for a minute, and I was really, really sad. And it was so realistic that I could have sworn that I heard it raining outside when I woke up. And I was like, oh, that's why I was dreaming that there's a storm outside. Well, then like a couple minutes went by, and I realized like there's nothing going on outside, and there really wasn't any raining going on. So it was strange. So anyway, after the dream, later that day, me and my husband were riding around, and then we got started looking on. I was looking at stuff going on Facebook or whatever, and there was like a news article for this little mini hurricane thing that had popped up in Louisiana. And I, to my knowledge, I hadn't heard anything of it before, but maybe I had heard something the night before, and that's what put it in my dream. I don't know, but to my knowledge, I don't recall hearing about it. So anyway, we were on our way home, and it was like looking really dark back toward where our house was. We were about 40 minutes away or so, and we were just getting back home. And when we got home, this crazy storm popped up, and it was like it really wasn't that much rain, but it was like a little bit windy, and um, the lightning and thunder was insane. Like, my husband was standing at the kitchen window, and he saw the lightning hit behind us, and this loud pop. I mean, it scared the shit out of me. So then it was like this crazy thunder that just kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and it was shaking the house and the windows and everything. So it did that a few times. And anyway, it was just so weird because it was like I had this weird dream about crazy storms, and then it kind of happened in real life in a way. So later on, after the storm at our house, I was looking around on Facebook, and the way the storm, traveled, it was going more toward the coast, and there were people posting videos of their like hotel balconies, and it seriously looked like a hurricane. Like there was so much rain and stuff, you couldn't even hardly see the beach. And one of my friends had been down that way when the storm had come through, and she was in the mall, and the power had went out. Like it was like this torrential downpour, like ridiculous. So even and people in the comments on the weather guys post, I believe it was were even saying something about like a mini hurricane. So it was just weird.